What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. This is Philly Sports Unfiltered. Did the Phillies trade it all away for a championship right now? We're going to talk about it. Let's go. Welcome in, everybody, to Philly Sports Unfiltered. That's Tony Cutillo. I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, welcome in. We got a lot to go over. Unfiltered, take it a week. We do a weekly, so join us for that one. The Sixers have entered the 55 and older community. Ooh, that'll be fun to talk about. And our main topic at hand: do the Phillies trade the farm for a chip? All right, we'll get into that in a second. We're brought to you by our doc, make them yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, specialized physical therapy. Locations in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. And our poll question for tonight: the Phillies should trade away the next 5 years for a chance. Sorry, I got a fly on me, I think. For a chance to win this year. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Say it every week. Most importantly, jump in the conversation. Join us. Let's talk about it. Man, it's a tough one in a way, right? Because we're all about trophies. We're all about the chip, rightfully so. I think it depends what we mean trade away the next 5 years. So, like, are we talking about no Painter, no Crawford, no Miller? Like, they're all gone?
They're all gone, man. All gone.
Well, I'm going to venture to say if they're all gone, that you're getting a pretty hefty return back.
It would be. I mean, think about it. It could be what the guy from the closer for Cleveland, right?
Yeah, Class A.
And getting Stephen Kwan, or it could be maybe Arizona talk. Maybe it could be Oakland talk, right? And these guys are under team control too, right? So the guys you're getting back are going to be under. But this is a tough one, man. I don't really think this is a one where we could just be like, we 100% agree or 100% disagree. Because I think there's so many different ends of the spectrum to think about, right? I mean, you have to look at, what do you have left on this team? What has this team showed us that says, you know what, no matter what they get, the core is still going to remain the same, right? The core is still the same. Is that core good enough to win in the playoffs? Is it good enough to not go silent for 4 games? Like, we have the pitching, right? We already have the pitching. We need the bullpen. So, but then on the other end, it's like, you know what, man? These guys, they're right there. They're in their prime. You got Schwarber having a career year. Hopefully, Bryce, I think, is the issue. If you want to, let's be perfectly honest. In my opinion, I don't get good vibes from Bryce, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I know he had a 4-game hit the other night and whatever, but his whole demeanor ever since he got that wrist injury completely changed. Like, running off the field, he looks sour. Running onto the field, he looks sour. He looks like a guy, Tom, and I think you know this because you've played, you coached. When you get injured, and not just physically but mentally, it just screws you up. And knowing that he came back saying it's not going to be right all year, it's not going to be right, bro. I think that's a bad omen, and I think that's one of the biggest issues for me saying, do we trade? Do we not? I honestly don't know.
I'm in the middle, Tone, too. Right? I haven't answered it just like you, right? And I usually answer stuff within 40 seconds of the show, right? We always do. It's simple. Right. It's usually all right. It's an easy one. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, you nailed it, because it's the body language, and then something's up. So you know that wrist is still a problem, and it's a problem for us because he's not going to be himself. And listen, to me, I mean, it's a major reason why Bryce Harper has been a little bit disappointing here overall. And I know that's not not everybody loves that take. Okay. But the injuries, and you can say it's not somebody's fault. Whatever, I got all that. But when you're hurt, you're hurt. When you're a guy who gets hurt, you get hurt. So if it's a ball off the face, right, which isn't your fault, or it's a wrist injury, or it's Tommy John, I mean, come on. And it's injuries in Washington, right, on hustle plays, which I'll take all day. But it's a guy who's always played the game hard. He's played the game the right way. And I think the injury is slowly caught up. But he hasn't given us I mean, he's given us 1 year of like 150 plus in terms of games, I believe. So, like, we're good with that. Out of a guy who needs to be a carrier, a guy you signed for more. You didn't sign Bryce Harper to sell tickets. You signed Bryce Harper for the opportunity to go win a championship. And all you proceeded to do since that moment of getting there is go the other direction in terms of playoff success. So, we can talk about the big hits, and we can also talk about the struggles from him in the postseason. When, listen, if we're going to win a championship, I'm not going to tell you got to bet 700, but you better have a great postseason if we want an opportunity to. And that's the pressure that comes with being a superstar. That's the pressure that comes with being the highest paid player on the team. That's what comes with that, if you like it or not. Again, not his fault about the injuries. But if Bryce Harper's not healthy, who are we offensively? Because I'll tell you right now, we're not good enough. We're not good enough. So if you're trading away the next 5 years, 7 years, what moves are you getting back to be able to feel good enough about that? That's where I'm like with you. I don't know what the right decision is. I'm never going to turn down a chip, baby. You know what I mean? I ain't never turn down a chip. It's a big market. It's a market that can go and revitalize itself pretty quickly. They can. But because those guys don't guarantee you a chip. Right? Like Bill or Crawford doesn't guarantee me anything. I don't know. So they're not guaranteeing me a chip either. Listen, I said it, and I guess I'll have my point at this. I said it back at the beginning of the year. Tom, why do you feel like this is a World Series contender? And my exact comment was because I think they're going to make a splash at the deadline. So if they don't make that splash at the deadline, then I don't know what they are, right? I mean, they're a really good team. But I think that I'm good with trading one guy. You know what I mean? I'm good with trading like a piece. I'm not good with giving everything. And I'm the guy that always will go get players. Now, again, it's tell me the age of everybody we're getting back. Like if I'm getting back a bunch of guys 27 or younger, I'm doing the deal yesterday. You understand? I'm trading it all yesterday because maybe it's not one. Maybe it's two, Tone, right? So there's my rant on it. I'm going to I still don't know where I end here. I'm going to, if the age is right of the players, I agree. I would do it yesterday.
I a couple things. Number one, I got to disagree with you about Bryce Harper, meaning this guy's technically a 300 postseason average player. He's done everything that he needed to do. He's been worth the money, for my opinion. 298, 17 home runs in a postseason. That, to me, that's what we paid for. However, the problem with it comes to what you said, man. The one game over 150, multiple years under 100 games. Whether that and people seem
I'm
to
being
forget.
hard on him, Tone. I'm being hard on him.
I got it. I got it.
Some of those numbers are from Washington, rightfully so.
Some of them are from Washington.
But he's been a good postseason player, to your point, and that's just me. That's me being a semi-hater right now. So I apologize.
But you're not necessarily wrong, because where he was bad was the Arizona series,
yes,
which is the 1 year we had the opportunity that should have been our win. We would have crushed Texas, like no doubt about it. Like we just had to win 2 friggin' games and we couldn't do it, right? So what concerns me is people seem to forget that Bryce Harper came to the league at 18, 19 years old, right? People seem to forget this guy's been playing and swinging violently for over 12 to 13 years already. Like, so if he's already been hurt and injured, it's not going to get better, right? So that's my biggest issue. But I do gotta, I gotta put this up here, man. Chris Glover, man. Chris, I don't know. It's the first time I hear for Chris Glover, but I don't know what this guy's talking about. That the window closed with Hoskins left. I'm not saying the team, it was a good run. Reese Hoskins was the guy who turned this whole team to dead. I don't think so. Yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't agree. I don't know how you feel about that, but we'll get back to that in a minute, because that just kind of crossed my mind there. But let me say this. You talk about age, but my biggest thing continues to be the age of the core. So no matter what, the age of that core is not changing. right? Aaron Nola's age is not changing. He's being paid. Trey Turner's age is not changing. He's being paid. Bryce Harper, same thing. JT is gone. I think we all know that. He's not coming back, right? He's not coming back. So Kyle Schwarber, I think maybe he comes back. I don't know. He may have priced himself out of Philadelphia. I'm not sure, right? So looking at this as a whole, we need these young, controllable guys. And I'm never usually the guy that says keep the young guys, but we're not talking about, we're not talking about just pitchers. We're talking about offensive five-tool players, right? When we talk about Aiden Miller, we're talking about Justin Crawford, who, listen, I know everybody says the guy strikes out too much. He doesn't hit enough home runs. I will say this to him, till anybody, to him dead in the face. The guy has the lineage of a Major League Baseball family, right? When you have that, you at least have people in your ass. You have people that are training you the right way. So you're always going to, in my opinion, you're going to have an extra leg up on everybody else. So, I mean, if you're going to put a gun to my head and said, what would you do? I'm probably going to say, I keep the kids. I do, because there's nothing about this Phillies team to me that a closer can change, that a right-handed back can change. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. The Cleveland deal changes things for me.
You think it changes that much?
Well, because I'm only giving up Abel and Crawford in that deal. Like I'm still keeping
and
and Quan. Like I'm still keeping though the two show ponies of the farm system, which is Aiden Miller and which is Andrew Painter. Right now, because like look what I'm getting back. I'm getting back one of the better closers in baseball, which I desperately need.
Under team control too, right?
Under team control. And I've always liked Quan. Like I've always thought he swings it. He's a contact guy who can drive it to enough, right? But he runs well. He's a good defender. Like those things matter. Those things matter when you're trying to win. So I'm okay. That trade, see it. Like I like Crawford too. That's like I'm the one who said bring him up yesterday. But in that trade, I got to do what I got to do. And that situation where listen. I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta strike.
How old Quan? How old Stephen Quan?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm curious now because I like Quan, but I don't know, man. I mean, is he's 27? So yeah, you're getting you got 5 years of prime time left.
I mean, listen, he's batting 292. He's got 6 homers.
11
RBI.
stolen bases.
That's what I'm saying. So he brings you speed. He brings you contact guy that's going to hit for an average with this lineup desperately needs. I don't care if he's righty, lefty, or ambidextrous. I don't care. And the fact that he's a center fielder. So I kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Yes, I'm giving up Justin Crawford, but I'm doing it for a 27-year-old that's proven he can play in the league, which I think is important in this conversation. Now, for the 32-year-old, Tone, I'm out. I'm out on it.
No way.
It's all about age, and it's not even about like, Class A. How old is he? I don't know off the top of my head, but
I think he's 27.
27 too. So like, it's a no-brainer, dude. Like if you told me, like if I even had to give up something else in it that isn't Painter or Miller, see it, because I'm getting 2 27-year-olds that I already know can play and have been in these moments, good, bad, or indifferent. They've been in these moments, and I'm fixing 2 problems on my roster. Now, is it a lefty? Sure, but I ain't sitting him at 292 because it means he's hitting everybody. So I'm getting my closer and I'm getting my center fielder. I don't know. That's hard.
That's a tough one, man. I think, but I'll be honest with you. I mean, listen, I know Dombrowski can pull rabbits out of his hat, but I don't think you're getting both of those guys that are under team control for Abel and Crawford. I don't. There's no way that's it. Like
I'm sure there's 2 other guys in your top 20. You understand? But I'm good with that. See it, because that's unproven. I'm getting two proven guys. I'm trading 4 unproven guys that haven't proved in the big leagues that they can sustain or anything, right? Regardless on how we feel about them. So I'm trading 4 guys that are unproven for 2 guys that have played in the league, have gone to the playoffs with lesser around them, have won a lot of games. Like that matters. And I'm getting a center fielder and a closer. How do I not?
I think
I'll give you 5 guys. You want a 5th?
Well, I think the problem is I think people
guy right from the raft
are comparing Crawford, thinking right away they're thinking Dominic Brown. Like honestly, I think they're so scared of thinking that's all we heard. You know, Don Brown comes up, has one good season, and he sucks, right? So something about it to me about Crawford just I feel I don't know, man. Like I've watched some highlights of this kid, and one thing I will say is, you know, you can't teach grit. And I feel like this kid's got it. And I think that comes from the lineage. He's always working. He's always striving to get better. He's not an asshole, right? I mean, in my opinion, I don't think I want to let that go, man. Like Stephen Kwan is 6 friggin' home runs. Like, honestly, what the hell does that do for me? What does that do?
It's the same thing Justin Crawford is.
Right. So to me, like this move, like I don't really care about Stephen Kwan. I don't. Like you say what you want. I don't care. Like my whole thing is I think that this kid can be special. And I know we've been there. You don't go for hope. You don't go for potential. Listen, man, screw all that. We have lived through too much bullshit right now with this team. And I'm still watching them go through stretches where they can't hit for 5 games. I'm still watching them go through stretches where I still don't know why Matt Strom's closing freaking games. But like at the end of the day, I don't see any different team from now to the last 4 years. And the only time this team gets different, Tom, and you notice, is when they inject some kind of youth or something else. And speaking of youth, let's be honest. I mean, Bryson Stott, I know he hit a home run the other night, but besides that, like you got a lot of problems on this team. That's not just that old core. So I don't know, man. I think I'm keeping him, man. I do, because nothing says to me I make this move and I'm that closer to a chip. It just doesn't say that to me.
Yeah, well, a guy like Justin Crawford doesn't hit home runs, right? Which is fine. I don't need him to. You know, that can come over time. You know, he's a contact hitter. It looks like more so. But you know, the difference is like, and the reason, like, dude, I'm good with it because I don't think he's a superstar. Right, like he might be a really good player and he might be an all-star, like, you know, a 3-time all-star type deal, but he doesn't drive the ball enough yet for me to put him in like this is a 8-time all-star, because that does matter to a point. Right now, his double numbers are solid, so you hope that it can grow into that, right? And it's not to me, it's not home run or bust. That's not what I'm getting at, right? And they're saying those numbers aren't there to put you over the top. They think that you can come in the big leagues and have years where you hit 20, 25, right? And still bat 300. That's the concern per se. And I'm very air quoting that when it comes to Justin Crawford. So that's why, to me, if I'm getting a proven guy that is a 290 plus hitter already in the big leagues, right? He's already done that. And to me, like right now as constructed, he obviously has more pop and whatever that means. And I'm not crowning this guy. I'm not doing this deal. That's the other side. I'm not doing this deal just for, you know, Stephen Kwan, right? I'm doing this deal for one of the best closers in baseball. Like this guy, 286 average, 31 homers. Like last year he had 14. But like I said, 286 hitter. Again, not the best player of the year. He's rookie of the year, obviously in 2022. A rookie of the year 3. I don't know what that means, but either way. So it's a guy who's played well. But again, I mean, I like I sit here and argue the other side that much, right?
What about this right here we got from Tom? I think this is interesting because this gives you another side, right? This is like Nolan Arenado is going to cost nothing, right? He's going to cost nothing. He's a right-handed power bat. He's obviously certain for the Hall of Fame. And, you know, you're looking at where you would still keep all your prospects, but you would add that right-handed power bat. Now, here's what I will say. And Nolan Arenado is not this guy. But what I keep saying from the offensive side, you need to find a thumper, just like Teoscar Hernandez was for the Dodgers last year. He wasn't one of their superstars. He wasn't one of their big core guys. He was the guy they signed a 1-year prove-it deal over from Toronto and said, listen, we just need you to get in this lineup and kind of mix it up. And I'll be honest with you, man. Like, looking at this, Nolan Arenado, maybe he could be that guy. He could still play.
Well, where does he play? Where does he play?
Well, Bohm's gone. He's playing third base.
That's to me, that's a stupid move.
Why?
Because Alec Bohm's been one of our better hitters. That doesn't to me, that doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not going to
power hitter.
And Nolan Arenado is right now.
I think he is. He's still a right-handed power bat.
I think they're.
Right?
He's not what he was at all.
No, of course not. I mean,
I just think Bohm at this point, the name's great, right? You can't debate the name, but I can debate the numbers. I can debate the numbers when a guy's batting 244 with 10 homers. I can absolutely debate the numbers when I'm talking about another guy. Now, if it's 5 years ago, sign me up.
But you just said earlier, if you like Kwon because he's proved that he could do it. Well, Arenado's proved that he could do it. Bohm was 29 years old. Bohm ain't getting no better. Bohm is who he is. So you're kind of trumping what you said earlier, though.
Not really, because the guy's got better numbers, so he's proven it. Like, to say we're talking about Tommy Kwon compared to Justin Crawford, who hasn't played a game in the big leagues. It's a not fair comparison. Alec Bohm is, I believe, been an all-star, or was in a home run derby, whatever. Doesn't really matter.
We're talking about now, man. We're talking about now.
And we're talking about now. We're talking about 282 compared to 244. So what's proven more?
How many home runs? How many home runs
Eight.
Bohm have?
8 compared to 10.
Okay.
So that's enough.
And who do you trust more in a big moment?
That ain't the conversation here.
It is the conversation.
No, the conversation is, that guy make you better compared to the guy you have right now?
Postseason?
In the postseason, Nolan Arenado did nothing in the postseason when the last time he was in there. Because I
What is
remember
Rob
us striking him out all the time.
Wait, hold on. What is Rob Thompson's favorite saying? Battle tested. Right? Battle tested. Is Nolan Arenado battle tested?
Alec Bohm hasn't been in the postseason.
Nolan Arenado's not throwing his helmet down third base, throwing it back.
What is Nolan Arenado done in the postseason now?
He got bombed, and Bohm got benched in the playoffs.
That's great, but what has Nolan Arenado done in the postseason? This conversation is going in the wrong direction. The conversation is simple as, I'm moving one piece for another piece. That doesn't make me better. That might make me marginally. You're not adding to your team, Tone.
I think it makes you marginally better.
No, because you got to add to your lineup here to make it better. You're not adding to your lineup. You're getting a name that sounds great and is a great name and a Hall of Famer, but the guy over the last few years has gotten worse and worse and worse at the plate. He's gotten worse every year. So now I'm going to expect another older guy to come in here, and like you said, not much. Like, okay, if I'm getting him from
because it's not cost you anything. Because it's not cost you anything.
It is. It's not making my lineup any deeper than it is right now. Because I'm taking a right-handed bat and trading it for a right-handed bat. When that right-handed bat has a better average than the right-handed bat I'm going to get by 40 plus points. That to me doesn't. To me, I'm just saying, it's not a comparison on who's better. It's a comparison on, does that move the needle enough to win a championship? I completely disagree. But that puts us over the top.
But my thing is, what I disagree with, I don't think there's any move out there that puts us over the top. To win
that's a different conversation.
All right, so that's my issue.
Conversation.
So me personally, I think I'd rather take the marginal move because I'm not sold on this team, right? Doing that. Like, here we go. Some stats. I think it's a good conversation.
Great. I love debates.
214, right? But they both suck, right? And this is good. This is what I like about it. But here's the thing. Arenado's going to get benched because he's got a bad fucking attitude. But Bohm is. I can't trust that dude. He's a metal midget, right? So there's a guy that cost us sometimes playoff games. And what we're doing, they wanted to get rid of him. He's 29 years old. He's not going to be back next year because they're not going to pay. They're going to have to pay him, and they don't want to tender him. They don't want to pay him. So you're going to basically move him anyway. So I'm looking at a guy in Arenado who I can just say, hey, listen, man, I'm not saying this guy's like going to be the almighty or anything, but guess what? I have more faith in him to get a big hit than I do Alec Bohm because he's battle tested in the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
No, he's not. He's battle tested. The other guy, about 152, so he ain't that battle tested.
But he's been in a situation.
So is Alec Bohm. This isn't. Come on, I love a good debate, but this
I don't know, man.
This isn't it because we're not getting better. That's the problem. The fact that we're
You
talking
are
about
getting better.
No, we're not, because the fact that we're talking about Nolan Arenado at 34 years old and trading a guy that has better numbers than him just to make the move doesn't make the lineup better. Like, that doesn't put me over the top. So it's a pointless move to even be made if it's not putting you over the top.
Not if you don't want to get rid of all your young pieces. To me, this is having your cake and eating it too.
I would turn the TV off. If that's the move they make, and they don't want to go get a closer, and they don't want to go get better in positions that they actually need to get better in, then I turn the TV off. Because to me, that's a lazy move. Go be creative. Go be willing to put your nuts on the table and make the right move that you think can help this organization get over the top. Because one for one, this doesn't move the needle. It's not about track record. It's not about anything else. It doesn't make this lineup deeper where it has holes, and has a major one in center field, a major hole in center field that they got to figure out. And the biggest hole in all baseball, which is the closer position. It's a closer position. So
hold on. So I want you to think about this, right? Before you get all fired up, I want you to literally think about this. I see a lot of people say I wouldn't do that deal. I'm not saying we're trading Arenado and Alec Bohm. Okay, what I'm saying is we're getting Arnone without giving anything up, probably a low-level 3 prospect, okay? And then we're moving Alec Bohm to get a bullpen piece, okay? So what I'm saying is if we can keep our guys, we call up Crawford, we keep let's see what the kid can do. Now you have Arnone. You have a guy who is balanced. I don't give a shit about 152. The guy can still hit, okay? He can still give you a big hit if he needs to, and he can still play third base. So I'm not losing anything. I don't even care if we're just marginally better. We're not losing anything. And we gain a bullpen piece because we're getting rid of a guy who we're not bringing back next year anyway. So that's my point. My point is, yes, I think we can still do this and be contenders, but I don't want to give up the farm because the rest of our core is still the same.
Yeah, and I think the first move we talked about it is the best move because you're not giving up the farm. Right, you're not giving up every piece.
I don't know if I want to give up Crawford. I still don't. I don't think I want to. I don't know why, man.
And that's semantics. That's semantics. Then maybe it's Miller. I don't know, but like the point of it is like that makes us better, like it or not. How we feel about the prospects or not, that makes us better right now. Where okay, I don't know the arm back for Alec Bohm, right? Okay, and so that's a different conversation. But I don't know who that arm is to be able to say, yeah, I'll do that. Right. So to that might not be that move and that bullpen arm back might be like, meh. Right. But I'm tired of the meh. I'm tired of the meh move. I'm tired of the Austin Hayes. Right. I'm tired of the meh. We're at the point now where I don't want to deplete it. Tony, I'm right with you. Right. From the beginning of the whole conversation. I agree with you. Right. I don't want to give up everybody. But at some point I might have to give up somebody I don't want to. Right. That feel like I'm more competitive. And I'm strengthening my team, not only for this year, but I'm still giving myself a 3-year window. I'm still opening up that window with this move. This move isn't, I have to win now. Where you go get an Arenado, you feel like you got to win now, right? Because he's older. When you go get 27-year-olds, you're like, oh, I got a 3-year window now. It expands my opportunities. But the hardest 3 outs in baseball are the last 3. And I have nobody in this bullpen, right? This is what's going to be the problem in the playoffs. Right, I have nobody in this bullpen that I can trust to come be lights out for me for a night.
But wait a minute, hold on. So here's what we're not thinking about. You just hit the nail on the head, though. You just said we have these guys for 3 years, right? 3 years. Well, you're forgetting that our core is 32, 33, and 34.
Well, I'm not forgetting.
They don't have 3 years.
I'm not forgetting anything.
Okay, but that's my point. Then
they have 3 years in baseball world. Because of this rotation, because of the age of this rotation, a lot of
we don't even know what this rotation is going to be.
Well, I think we have a little bit of an idea who's a part of this rotation moving forward.
That's another conversation. We don't who's coming back.
Well, we know Sanchez is here. Obviously, we know
he's under team control.
We know Wheels is back.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What about what's going to go on with Ranger?
I don't know the Ranger part, but
He's
Noel
not
was
coming
back
back.
because he's under contract, right? So Noel was back because he's under contract, like it or not, it doesn't matter. It's just under contract. And your biggest pony in your organization's in your rotation next year, which is Andrew Painter. Now we'll see what he is, right? But I'm just saying that's sort of what it looks like. And maybe McAble if he's not traded, right? So that's sort of what it looks like, which is still really good. You have young arms. That's why it's like, okay, I can't give you both my bats and I can't give you both my arms, right? So if I want to do this, I have to give something I don't want to give. So to me, it's like, okay, if I can give something I don't want to give, then give me guys that not just this year, like for a rental, but next year, I still believe I have an opportunity to win something. And maybe it's not a 3-year window, maybe it's a 2-year window. Either way, that move doesn't make me feel like I can't win next year too. That's all. I mean, you know what I mean? That's all. There's not really much.
No, listen,
It's
think
just how you feel about players, right?
It's a great conversation because there's honestly, like, it comes back to what we said. I don't think there's a one way that's easier than the other. There's no like 100% agree, 100% disagree. I think there's a lot to think about because to your point, yeah, I don't want another Austin Hayes either. However, like, we're talking about players that shouldn't be the reason why we win or lose. No matter what, the core stays the same. So me personally, even and I'll be honest with you, everybody knows I am a huge Castellanos guy. But I look at this lineup and say, if you were just able to say, take out Bohm, take out Castellanos, take out Bryson Stott, and revitalize that lineup with those three pieces and make it look a little different, I would feel better. I honestly would feel better because I think they're stacked. Even though I like Cassie, I just think he gives them, that even though he's reliable, however, there's times where he just gets lost too, and he can become a liability in right field. Even though I know he tries his ass off. So I mean, there's I don't know, man. There's so many different ways to look at this. I just think that this lineup needs some innovation and some juice. But at the end of the day, man, the core's not changing. So that's what doesn't make me feel good at all. That's my biggest issue.
No. Listen, I get it. Like I said, I would, you could sell me on not trading guys and you can sell me on trading guys. So I can go both ways on it. I'm not going to die on a hill one way or the other with it.
I would trade Ranger. Ryan says,
yeah.
I 100%. I've been on that.
No doubt.
He's got to go. You're not signing him,
especially for a rise. Like I'm in.
Yeah, I like it's a no brainer to me, man. It's a no brainer. Giving to Arizona for Shelby Miller and Suarez. Like what I'm in, man. Like yeah, it's just I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, man. But just to bring it back, I just think this Bryce Harper thing is going to be a concern. I think no matter how good he looks at times, I don't see this year ending well for Bryce, man. I just don't see it. I don't see it. And with him goes the team. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting.
It really is. It really is. And Dave Dombrowski's got his work cut out for him because he's got to figure it out. We can try to guide him and talk about it. But I don't know what the right move is, and there's no doubt about it. But I just know that if you go and get a big time closer and you go and get yourself a true center fielder and a guy who can swing it, doesn't have to be platooned all the time. I think you give some life to a team in a weird way that way too. So I think there's ways to look at life. You bring up young kids can give you life. You go make a deal where now guys around feel like, we got a real opportunity now. Justin Romano isn't our closer. He's more of an 8th inning guy, 7th inning guy. So now it just makes you deeper, right? So there's a lot to unpack. So, and again, I love Justin Crawford. I was just talking about bringing him up 3 weeks ago. So
yeah, me too.
Like, I'm not saying I'll deal him because I'm anti, right? I would deal him because, okay, if they're not going to call him up and they're giving him like another 2 years, all right, well, I'm trying to win. And I'm trying to win over the next 3 because I feel like that's the true window in today's baseball world that guys at 35 can still play at a high level, right? Or high enough level. So that's what you sort of bank on there. But yeah, I don't know. Who the hell knows what they're gonna do?
No, listen, man. I hear you. Who knows, man? But let's end on, man. The Sixers going into 55 and older retirement community, man. Like I don't understand. It was bad enough when I got to hear Eric Gordon coming back, and now, no disrespect to Kyle Lowry, but now you bring back Kyle. Like I just two roster spots taken up by guys that are 35, 36, 37 years old, whatever. I like what, why? Like, why? You can't bring somebody up. You can't sign another, like, nothing about this team gets me excited, man. And it's a shame. Look, Ed's come great. Like, but again, all of it, man, all of it. It's just the same thing, Tom. It's like, we go back to that Toronto series. We go back to that was our year. It's like we live in Philly where it's just the missed opportunities. It's just the missed freaking opportunities, man. It's demoralizing. It really is.
It is, but I don't think we missed this one. So, when I look at the pick, I think it's a home run.
Yes.
Though I think they're like a 55 and older team. Half of it is, but the reason I don't get jazzed up about it, because the other half isn't. And the other half is the future. So when you go into a Sixers season for the first time in a long time, you can be halfway in and halfway out at the same time. So, if guys are healthy, which is probably not going to happen, and on a weak Eastern Conference, you can be a lot better, right? You could be a top 3 seed, and who knows, right? If guys aren't healthy, well, at least you have young guys that you can watch play, watch develop, and look a little bit towards the future. So I think it's like a weird year where you actually have that, a little bit of excitement because you have 3 young guards. What can they do together? What's it going to, right? And I look at Lowry, and he just got signed to be a stupid assistant, essentially. So they should have just made him an assistant. But so it's a stupid move in terms of that. But I hear how they would want to have that leadership with the young guards, right? So I like that part of it. If you want to talk about off the court, I like having the guy around because I think he brings leadership qualities that can help younger players. So that one doesn't really do much for me. But you're right. I mean, listen, half the roster, George and Embiid are what they are. And the rest of the roster is pretty young outside of like Drummond, right? And Lowry. I don't know if Eric Gordon's back or not. I forget.
He is.
But
that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, that's the older part of the roster per se. But then you look at the rest of it, it's pretty young. And it's not, I'm not saying like overly exciting, but it's exciting. Like I think VJ already looks the part. I think VJ is smooth. He's like all those things. I can watch him play for 2 minutes. I'm like, yep, first mid-range jumper. Yeah, he can play. He hung up in the air for 22 minutes. Yeah, he can play. So,
it's always his thumb.
Yeah, it's always his thumb. But like, I'm excited for the first time in a while to actually start a Sixers season. And it's not because of Embiid or Paul George, which is crazy. It's not because of Joel Embiid. Like I'm excited to start a season, and it's not because of our best player. That's what's weird about it. And I'm not excited to start it because I think we're going to win a championship. I'm excited to start because the Eastern Conference is down. And like, say Embiid's not healthy, but say Paul George is healthy for 65 games, hypothetically, Tone. Probably not going to happen, but just say he is, right? We'll go hypotheticals like 65 games with Maxey, VJ, McCain, Oubre, right? Like, okay, this team could be a top 5 seed in the East. Like, you know what I mean? They could be a competitive team. Now, again, you're talking about health, but even with Maxey in a weak Eastern Conference, if he takes the next steps, which he's done every year up until getting hurt last year, right? He's always taking a step forward. And if he takes that extra step forward again, he's going to be even better, which means even without those guys, and you've seen it with Halliburton, right? Even without those guys, we could still be really competitive in the East, right? And in a real shift here quickly. But Maxey's work ethic, and you team him up with a guy like VJ and his work ethic, I think he got something really good there for the future, and that's why I'm excited, Tony.
Hey man, listen, I wish I could be as excited as you, but I'm just not. I'm not, and maybe it's because I know that we're nowhere close to a chip. I don't think it's going to happen. I've soured on last year. I am glad. Listen, VJ, man, I like everything I read about him. I like everything I hear about him. I really enjoy, that he has that workmanship mentality. I liked he was trash talking a little bit on the court the other day. I like all that, man. He gives me some Jimmy Butler vibes. To be honest with you, I think that's the kind of gritty player that I think he could be, and that's great. I just think that my issue is that we all know we're at the end with Joel, and we all know that you say what you want, but podcast P. I don't think you're ever going to see the podcast B version that we all want. And so to me, it's like, okay, I got to wait for these guards to develop, the young guys to develop. So we're looking like 3 years down the road. And, when the opportunity is this year, and I don't think we did anything to make us a better team. And I don't think it's their fault. I don't think they can. What are you going to do? The value is not there to trade a Paul George. The value is not there to trade a Joel Embiid. It's just not there. And unfortunately, I just hope that I'm wrong. I just think we missed the boat, man. I think we missed the boat. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, we missed the boat 2 years ago. If we're looking at it from that aspect, right? When we had opportunities to move on and we didn't. So, now it's just house money per se, which is so weird to say. If they're healthy, awesome. If they're not, then we're looking at Tyrese, VJ, and McCain, and we're saying, okay, what does our future look like? How can we build around these guys? So we shift directions a little bit, but at least we have those 3 young guards.
That's true.
To hold our hats on, and that's why, like, dude, if it wasn't for VJ and me liking the pick, or having Maxie McCain, it'd be really hard to get jazzed up for Joel Embiid and Paul George, right? Knowing that, okay, how much are they going to play, right? So at least we go into it saying, well, dude, we still got an all-star, like we still got Tyrese Maxey. Yep. So it's like, okay, what kind of rookie steps can VJ take? Is Quentin Grimes back, right? Kelly Oubre, we know, is a good little player, right? And can bring it. Drummond's a mutt, but Bona's an energy guy and a shot blocker and can be physical enough, right? To play. So it's like, okay, like, even if I had to go all younger guys, at least I got something to watch. At least it doesn't feel like a process where I'm watching guys who won't be here in 2 or 3 years. Like that, I guess I'm looking for anything, right? No, and I love basketball like you do. So
you're being a positive guy tonight, Tom. Yeah, I tell you, man, you're full of positivity.
Well, VJ's a pimp. Like VJ, I've seen enough. Like, you don't ever have to play a summer league game again. I'm good. I'm good here. Like I've seen enough. I've watched enough basketball in my life. I don't get it always right, but what I watched, and knowing that his work ethic and our development staff that's really good here, oh baby, and the generator tone, like I said last night, you got the generator. You're right. You got to get off the island. Okay, you try to get off the island. You get the generator, and now you team up with a grinder and Maxey. Good night. I wouldn't want to be the Eastern Conference in the next 3 years. I'm serious. That's Jimmy Butler on steroids, because Jimmy Butler ain't jumping out the gym like that.
Nah.
Right? He didn't have the athletic. Jimmy Butler was super athletic when he was younger, but not as athletic as VJ.
No.
Like, that's a different type of athlete.
He's got the Iguodala athleticism.
He does, but it's different because it's like his athleticism. You're right with Iggy, but like, it's like he's got a better shot.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's like a combo with these guys, but he's gritty, which was going to fit well in this city. He rebounds, right? He's great in transition. When you look at the 2 teams left standing, Indiana and Oklahoma City, both great transition teams. So I said again, Daryl Morey doesn't deserve a lot of credit for nothing, but he deserves credit in the direction he's going with his guard play. Absolutely. Because, dude, it's easy to go take the guy that fills the need than take the guy that said, this is the best player now. Like, okay, Ace might fill the need, but VJ down the road has a way bigger ceiling. Like, this isn't Isaiah Ryder because he can jump out the gym. This guy can play. Like, the mid-range game looks good. So when you see a young kid that the mid-range game can flow and his ability to get to the bucket, sort of at will tone, And then you say, well, he's willing to shoot the three. We haven't seen that in a while. So I know I'm on a rampage here, but I'm trying to bring you in with me. That's all I'm doing.
It's going
I'm
to take
trying
a
to
little
bring
bit,
you in.
bro. It's going to take a little bit, man. I'm telling you.
Well, it should.
It's going to take a little bit.
Listen, you deserve more, just like I deserve more, right?
Yeah.
All right. You deserve more. We deserve more as a fan base. But I do think we can give Dower the credit that he's drafted well. Through all his other moves, he's drafted well.
I will say this. I give him major props for not trading this pick.
Yeah,
right. That was my biggest thing was when they start talking about let's get Durant. No. Like, bro, like we need none of that. Like, just keep the friggin' pick and draft a young guy. And I'll give him credit for that. He did. He held his card and said, I'm gonna stick where I'm at, and I'm gonna go for the best, not best player, best athlete. Right. And I love that. I love that. This kid, when he talked, like you said, when he gave that interview right away, I was like, we lived on a generator. Like, I saw what my mom's had to do. Like, I was like, this kid's driven, man. This is again that pick, Tom, that I say it's like when the Eagles took Jalen Hurts, and you see what kind of guy Jalen Hurts is. These are the kind of players that they win championships because their culture is off the charts. And this was a culture pick to me. This was a locker room pick to me. This was a guy, they knew he was athletic. They knew he could play, but they dealt with all the Ace Bailey stuff, right? And you see that already issues, not showing up. Like, why do you even want that to surface? Why? They said, I don't care how good this guy is. We're going to take this kid. And I will. I got to give Maurice credit, man. It was a great pick. Yeah,
and you talked about the grinder and the work ethic and the energy, which is stuff Nick Nurse loves. But again, it's who you're surrounding young players with. And you're surrounding him. This is where it goes back to Kyle Lowry for a minute, right? You're surrounding him with a young guy in Tyrese Maxey that's known for his work ethic. And you're surrounding him with a guy like Kyle Lowry who wasn't the most athletic guy in the world and had to get away with being creative at times. I think when you surround that kind of leadership right off the bat for a 19-year-old, you're not putting him in a process situation where you're coming in and the best player is a guy, Tony Roten, who won't be here, right? You're not right. You're not coming in and say, well, I'm going to surround you with mutts or G League guys, right? Like, so if he just came in and it was Embiid and Paul George, I don't know. My vibe is different, Tone, right? My vibe would be a little bit different on it. But when you come in and the guy he flew in and met with was who? It wasn't Joel Embiid. It wasn't Paul George. It was Tyrese Maxey. So that's a Tyrese Maxey pick right there for the Philadelphia 76ers. And if we don't trust Tyrese yet and in his beliefs and his work ethic and the things he said to Joel Embiid, and we don't realize whose franchise this is becoming, and I'm not saying that this guy's a superstar or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But the other guy has the ability to be a superstar. That's what you drafted. You drafted a guy with the ability to be a superstar. And I think we saw glimpses and flashes in his first summer league game that show you that, which is fun. It's fun, baby. Let's go.
That's a great point because, speaking of the Tyrese Maxey thing, because I don't know if a lot of people saw this, but Tyrese Maxey over last week, the first thing he's been doing is he's trying to get together with Paul George and Joel Embiid. Tyrese Maxey, the young guy, to get them on the same page, to bring some unity in, to bring some cohesion in, to be like, yo, guys, let's go. We got to get this. So he is taking, and I think we all saw it. We all knew, right? This was, and what I love about it, this is a guard-driven league. We've talked about it. One of my biggest points over the years was, again, we'll never win a championship with Joel Embiid as the centerpiece of our offense because nobody wins with big men anymore. Nobody. Listen, Jokic is a unicorn, man. Freak of nature. But you're also going to look at what was surrounding him as well. Okay? We were just relying on Joel Embiid. That's what we were doing. It was never going to happen. Now we're actually playing into the strengths of the NBA and saying, we can run and gun. Now we could be OKC. We could be the Indiana Pacers. We can run and gun, and that's what I love about it, man. I do. That's why I love that pick, 100%.
And to your point, like if Embiid is miraculously healthy and playing, right? Like they fit. Like this fits. Like when you look at the ability to get to the basket, like Maxey and VJ can, creates a lot of open looks. It creates a lot of opportunities. So I mean, if he is healthy, that's awesome, right? And if they get on the same page, even better. But if you told me I had to go into this season and I was going in with Maxey, VJ, and McCain and Oubre, I'd be like, okay, let's go grind it out. Let's go fight a little bit. Let's see VJ's growth through a season, right? Let's see some of these things. But, I'm hopeful to think I'll get a better Paul George. I'm hoping that year 2 is a little bit more relaxed in terms of I'm in the city, I'm comfortable, those types of things. And I think he has a little bit of wants to make up for a bad year overall with injuries. I think he wants to. So because he is a good player when he's healthy. I mean, anybody that says he isn't, I just can't agree with you on that.
I agree,
but he's not healthy. So your best ability is availability,
right?
And he's not available as often. But Joel Embiid might even be worse because we don't even know what we're getting. So this is going to be weird with this, and I don't know if anything's been released on Joel because I still don't feel like I know what his timetable is. It's like the CIA of basketball.
I know.
It's unbelievable. Like nobody knows anything. Nobody's allowed to talk. It's like a Quantico. I mean, I drive by every time I go to Florida. Every time I go to Florida, I drive by Quantico. And I'm like, there's Embiid. There's the Sixers. They're in there.
So you can absolutely win with big men as a centerpiece. This isn't the 70s anymore. Big man. Okay, explain to me who the big guy was on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Explain to me explain to me that. I'm just ready.
Depends who the big guy is, right? Like,
right.
A healthy Joel Embiid, no injuries,
but not as the centerpiece right now. Maybe
with his athleticism and not have to go back to the basket tone, you probably could, but it depends on what's around him, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? It probably depends, but it's not 10 years ago, in my opinion, like when the pick happened, right? If it's been 10 years, it might have been 10 years. Holy shit.
I know, it's crazy.
But 10 years ago, that was a great pick because big men win championships. But things evolve and things change, and it got guard heavy quick. But the fact that he's so athletic when he's healthy is the only reason that he's a guy that you could win with.
These are unicorns, bro. Like Jokic and Giannis. Giannis, I'm sorry. Giannis isn't a big guy to me.
He's not a big guy. You're right.
Like meaning when I talk about Joel cannot go coast to coast consistently throughout a whole game. He's dead. Giannis can play 42 minutes up and down. That's different, right? That's what I mean. That's different. So that's my point. And Jokic, like, did you not see who he was surrounded at times? He wasn't even a centerpiece of the offense. There's always been Joel Embiid had to be the centerpiece of his offense. So no, I don't feel you can win with the big guy as a centerpiece of your offense. The guy that needs to be down in the post, the guy that needs to run coast to coast. So no, I don't agree. And let me get back to Greg. Greg, here's my only issue with this statement. Should have traded back 2-3 for what? Like this isn't the NFL, right? So you don't have 7 rounds. So how many second round picks can you use? How many? Like, to me, I think honestly, my whole point is, again, it was the pick that had to be made at the right spot. And it was, you know what? This is the guy we wanted. This is the guy we wanted. So why mess with it? 2-3 spots. You're not really going to get anything. So I think that was fine. Jokic can't go coast to coast either. Right. But did we not miss Michael Porter Jr.? Did we not miss Jamal Murray?
You guys are taking what he's saying wrong. You guys are taking it wrong. It's not that big men can't win championships. It's big men can win championships, but it depends what they're surrounded with. Right?
Exactly.
Like again, a guard, it's hard for all guards to win championships. You need size, you need rebounders. So it goes both ways in an aspect. But I think the conversation is it's a more guard wing type league right now. That's the conversation Tony's getting at. That's where I agree with him on that. It's not that Joel Embiid healthy can't win a championship. It's sure with this roster he could absolutely because he's surrounded when healthy with a lot of pieces.
Yes.
So it's all in perspective. If it was just Joel Embiid by himself with not enough around, no shot, right?
Like with Ben Simmons. Like
Joker gets everybody, makes everybody better too.
Yes.
So it's a different type of big man. It's a pass first big man. It's a get guys involved big man. So it's a little bit different than Joel or even AD. You know, I mean, AD played. I mean, I don't count that as a championship. First off, I mean, the freaking goddamn fucking Mickey Mouse ring. Excuse my language. Isn't a chip to me. Okay, that's just playing basketball because we needed it in our lives, and I'm glad they did. But I'm also not going to go back in the history books and not put an asterisk next to that. And Greg, you've never been more wrong in your life because all it takes is somebody else liking him and trading up into that spot and taking him. So careful, Ben. I've said this to you 1,000 times. I feel like you're worse than my son. You don't listen to a damn thing I say. All right. We've already addressed this. You're so stuck on. I think you stay up at night wondering what they could have got back.
I was going to say, goddamn spot Wednesday.
Right, yeah, 2 spots, Greg. What were they getting? What were they really getting? Oh, you get it supersized. What are we getting? We get. Oh, you can get the.
What's this? Then I could take Con or Trey, guys who could score the basketball.
I love Trey Johnson. So, Greg, you don't got to do this to me. But VJ showed in one game, in a summer league game, that he can score the basketball. So those concerns for me are out the window. So if you want to. Now you're saying you could have taken him, and now you're giving us 2 goddamn names that because you think he's gone. So now you're like, oh, I was taking this guy and this guy. Come on. I have a hard time believing that 2 white guys in the top 7 are superstars. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be the guy that come out and tell people the truth, but this is like I have a problem with Rutgers guys going back to back and then being both studs. Stop it. Stop it. The school doesn't have enough history for that to happen. All right. Now, since they've been separated a little bit, can it happen? Sure. I still don't buy that both are going to be studs. One will, and I'll go with the pedigree like Tony goes with Crawford, and so do I. Right? I'll go with the pedigree over the unknown, even I think Ace Bailey's a good player. But it's not. Craig, you're back to this?
He's loving this number 3. Like, he's all over this, man. Like, he was.
Greg, what I have a concern with you is now you're just telling me, first off, KZ, I hold Daryl accountable for a lot of stuff. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I would have traded him B 2 years ago. So stop with. Can you miss me with this nonsense that you like to bring sometimes to the table that makes no goddamn sense because it tells me you don't listen to me either. Like, you know, and again, I say a lot of words, so I understand it. I'm accountable, all right, and I'm wrong plenty, but I hold him accountable. But not everything is on Daryl Morey in an NBA where you get hamstrung very quickly. So stop with that. I think he's done his best in situations to try to put this team in a good spot, and it hasn't worked because of injuries. Now, Paul George, you got to do it because you're getting rid of Harden. So you're like, maybe I wouldn't have done that one. But Greg, what I'm back to saying, what we're back talking about you is that he's not just an energy and effort guy. That's unfair.
No.
We maybe thought that because that's a lot of tape on him. Is up and down the court, energy, blah, blah, blah. You know, great defense. But he's got a skill set that I think is better than what we may have thought it was. That's all. And if you didn't watch Saturday, that's what that tells me. That's okay. I know you don't watch
worried about the money. Not your money.
Greg,
who cares?
Who
cares about the money?
Greg, what's the difference in 2 spots, babe? Tell me the difference. What's the difference? $1 million, $1.5 million? I listen to myself. Greg, I don't need a lot of time, right? You might need weeks and months to figure out where you think a guy can be. I can watch him on a couple possessions where he's in control of the basketball and say, okay, I see it. I see what they see. That's all.
Where are these guys with the not? So let me ask both these guys. Well, okay, so if they trade it back, so here's the way the fan base is all screwed up, right? So if they trade it back and then we didn't get him, and it turns out 3 years from now he was the pick, everybody's going to be, oh, what a horrible move, right? When they finally go in and say, listen, this is the guy we want. Who cares about a couple mil? Who cares? Like, this is the guy. Who cares about a 2 second-round picks that suck ass? We want the guy that we want. We got. We're good. I can't do any more of this, man. I can't. I feel like I'm in a 6 ABC chat room. You know what I mean? It could have kept
Greg,
Wait a minute, Greg. Did you listen to Yabu? He basically said they could have cared less. He legitimately said, to be honest with you, he's like, I was good with it, but they acted like they didn't even want me.
Greg, Ace Bailey played against nobody too. And what was his numbers in that first game, babe? That's all. So the one guy outplayed the other guy, and we don't want to give it credit. That's my problem with it. See, like you can say, Tom, you're overreacting, this and this. It's not an overreaction, it's an assessment. All right? It's a projection. That's what it is. It's not an overreaction. It's watching a guy and trying to make an opinion of him. That's what we're supposed to do. Right? And if it's right, wrong, or indifferent, we'll figure that out down the road. But for me to say that I believe that's a 5-time All-Star waiting to happen, I don't think it's crazy. Because he was drafted there for a reason. If he came out and went 3 for 22 from the field, then we got a conversation to be had. But his mid-range game was way better than you thought it was, or KZ thought it was, or anybody else. Okay? Then you didn't watch it. His ability to get to the bucket, Tone, and the self-awareness to take the three. Because the only way you get better at it is by taking it. So if you don't think that's a 5-time All-Star walking around with just let's just say 3/4 of basketball, then you don't watch enough of it.
You know, I'm going to say this too. That nobody's even talking about. Okay, so how many people trust Jameer Nelson? Does anybody trust Jameer Nelson? You know, Jameer Nelson, that was the head guy in charge of the Blue Coats, who now is on the Sixers team, okay, who now is in the draft room, who was purposely in charge of all those G League guys that came to the Blue Coats, that came up to the Sixers. We were like, wow, look at all this young talent you got. Who scouted them? Jameer Nelson. Who did Jameer Nelson want? He wanted VJ. So now Jameer sucks? Jameer doesn't know what he's looking at? Like, man, you people are crazy. You're not even educated enough, man. You're not even educated enough in these subjects, man. I can't even do it.
Tyrese doesn't have it. You know, his input doesn't matter to anybody. And Duck, all right.
Now, here we go.
Like, I'm loud because I love being loud talking about sports. So I'm not loud to make my opinion sound better than somebody else's. You understand? That's not why I'm loud. If you want me to come on here in a goddamn church, right, and got to whisper down the line, then that's what I'll do for you, babe. And then tell me how many more times you're going to tune in, because you were here last night and you had no problem circling back tonight, and we love it. We love to have you, right? But don't make assessments when you don't know what you're.
How many of these guys played?
Like, stick to baseball. Like,
how many guys swung a bat or shot a 3? That's what I want to know. How many guys? I bet you my fat ass got better rotation on a 3-point ball than any of you. Okay, we could go. What is it? Jack Fritz, Joe DeCamera. Let's go 1-on-1. Let's go 1-on-1.
I'll take Fritzy Oppo Gap 7-8 times in a row at 42 years old with a torn meniscus. I'll take him Oppo, and I'll freaking grind out at bats first, and he'll be dripping out there. He'll be hanging because I'm working 8 to 10 pitch at bats at 42, and they're like, "Is this guy?" You know, Doc, I know, baby. You're good. I'm yelling back at you. We're having a great time. This is what it's about.
Yo, man.
But you're right. Just because you're loud doesn't mean you're right.
3-point contest. I'll take DeCamera in a 3-point contest.
Listen. The other side of it is I'll stroke the 3.
I'll stroke it all day, bro.
You know, you don't have to play a sport to know it. I don't always agree with that.
No,
but just like most people, I played basketball my whole life. So I mean, to say to stick to baseball, one, and I know you're joking. I know you're joking. So I'm just elaborating, right? Because it's funsies, right? But like to say stick to baseball, it's sort of crazy because I may know football better than them all.
Yo, can we just get a moment here? I want to give a moment to us right here. Okay, this is why. So, you know, me and Ty, this is our 5th show, right? We're gonna get back on board. All right, but
we're here
and we're triple digits right now, baby. 100 live viewers right now. 100 for the first time since we've been doing this. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody tuning in, man. We greatly appreciate it. So 101 now. Now we're rolling. Like, let's go. Let's go for 102, baby. Let's go.
Everybody jump in here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We say it all the time. Stay with us. Be here with us. Enjoy.
Everybody wants an alternative, right? They all talk about it, right? They want the alternative. They want this and that, but they're still bumping up the votes every day. Yeah, your vote, the 9 a.m. morning show vote, they're still on there. They're still on hold. Yo, Joe from Mayfair, can I get in there? Can I get in there, man? Like, come on, man. Like, what have you guys not learned by now? What have you guys not learned by now? That doesn't matter, man. That doesn't matter.
We've been begging.
Unfiltered take, bro. You got an unfiltered take this week? Anything? Doesn't even have to be sports related. My man Albert, got to give a shout out to my man Albert. Glad to be the first over 100. That's my man, man. That's my man. Yo, I tell everybody, you need a CPA. You need an accountant. That's where you're going to go right there. My man Albert, my man. Been with me since day one. I got a good one, man. So you let me know.
Me too, I think.
Yeah, what do you got?
I think youth sports is broken.
Oh. You think?
And I don't know if it can be repaired.
It can.
At this point. I don't want to go too deep into it because I'm in it, right? So, I'll be careful and word stuff correctly, hopefully.
I don't know. We got no FCC rules apply here, bro.
No, I just mean more like, hey, I'm in the business, right? I'm around it.
Right. No, I get it.
I try to make a difference. I try to do it differently. I try to put the kids first. And listen, nobody's perfect in this stuff. But there's so much out there. And we'll just use like any sport. So it doesn't matter what the sport. But when travel sports really first started, it was about the select. It was about the select players. And what's changed in travel sports is if you got this, you can play.
Yep.
And I don't think there's necessarily a problem with that because there's always late bloomers and there's always guys who figure it out. So it's like this catch-22, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And then I think sports that turned into so much about my team turns into so much about me, right? And KZ, and it turns into more me and not team. And if I'm not playing this spot or doing this stuff all the time, then I got the ability I can go jump around and change locations. I just think it's a mess. That's all. I just think all youth sports right now on so many levels are just broken.
I agree.
Just broken.
I agree.
And some people are doing it right. There's enough out there, obviously, but it's not the minority. It's the minority. It's not the majority.
Well said.
And yeah, I mean, you got organizations with way too many teams. You're talking about 5, 7 teams in the age group. We're really taking care of all those guys? Do we really? And my biggest gripe is with all of it is, do we have enough good coaches to make people want to come back? So you could do it for 3 months, 4 months, but is that coach a diamond in the rough, or is that coach just the guy looking for a quick payday? And that's going to define it. So like I say to everybody, like if you have too many, right, you're not going to have enough good coaches. So how long does it last? How long do these guys start going and trying out other places because they don't like the coach? So I don't know. That's my own filter. I like it.
I like it.
It's just we got to find ways to fix it. And I don't know what fix means, Tone, right? I don't know what that answer is.
Listen, I'll say to bank on that real fast. You're right. It can't be. And I'll throw a cheap plug out there. I have a podcast called Fighting for Overtime, and it's a youth sports podcast. The one thing I always say is we're not going to change it, but the best thing we can do is bring awareness to the families that are coming up so they're not slapped in the face and say, holy shit, I can't believe this is happening. Like, they need to be aware of what's going to go down. So, no, I agree. I'm going to give, and this might be a controversial topic, but that's okay because I like controversy, but it's not sports related. I'm going to give a shout out to District Council 33. And that's the union in Philadelphia for the sanitation workers, for a lot of the 911 callers that went on strike that still technically aren't back. I want to say two things. Number one, because I haven't wrote it, but I was in the United Steelworkers Union. I was a USW member for 21 years. I was on the executive board. I hold a committee role. I held a financial secretary role. I was in negotiations. And the dreck that's in the comments of these stores of people who ain't got a friggin' clue of how unions operate and how negotiation works is ridiculous. And on top of that, the media that reported strike is over, have no clue that there's a ratification vote that hasn't even taken place. Because guess what? Do your homework, get an education, because you have to know that the members have to get a 51% vote in order for that to ratify. So the strike ain't over. It's not over. We don't know what they're going to do. And for everybody that bitches and moans and says they make enough money or they do this or they do that because they went by Sherelle Parker's thing that came out about benefits. Listen, I understand. I've been there. However, again, you have to look at everything in perspective. Okay, you have to look at cost of living. You have to look at all that, and you have to look at what the city is spending money on other things, and then also what the city is showing what you're worth. Whether you think a trash man is important or not, whether you a sanitation worker, if you want to do a politically correct work, whatever. Listen, it just showed what happens if we don't have them, right? So I've been on strike. I've been out there. It sucks. So you know what? I give major props to the president of District Council 33 for having the balls to say, I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna go out because I'm not just fighting for my guys, I'm fighting for the other unions, the other district councils in the city of Philadelphia. And then on top of that, for saying, you know what, he didn't fold. Everybody's like, oh, he folded. No, you know what he did? He said, I got members that been out for 8 days out getting a paycheck. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not saying I love it. You didn't hear him say he loves the contract. What he said was, I'm going to bring it back. At least I got to give them the affordability to look at it and decide what's best for them. But I owe that to them to at least get them paid while they're waiting. Okay, that's what he did. People have no clue, man. If you don't have a clue, don't talk. I can't stand it, man. I can't say it. Look, sanitation work, realize how important they are. Listen, man, it's 100% true. 100%. Listen, every job has a level of importance. And I think that's what's wrong with society. Tom's a baseball trader. Oh, what the hell does he do? Tony's a publicist. Look at this guy. What the fuck is that, right? Nobody gives any kind of credit to the work that's being done, because they don't even want an education about what that work is. All I know is the city smelled like shit. Okay, they couldn't control. They couldn't control what was going on. There's rats running around. There's roads running around. And in one day, those dudes go back to work a little bit. And guess what? Some of it's cleaned up already, right? So I had a vent on it because I go in these threads and I listen. And knowing I've been on that side. I've been on the company side too. So I get it. Like, I hope people understand when a company comes in and they have a piece of paper at 8 a.m. They say, here you go. See you at 2. And they walk the frig out and they don't even negotiate with you. That's what people don't see. That dude was there till 4 a.m. trying to get them just to talk. And that was a stall tactic on the other side, on the company side. It'd be like, they're not going to outlast. That's all they were doing, man. That's all they were doing. So I just want to give a shout because I think that was a tremendous job. I really do.
Yeah, absolutely. Great one. And great by you guys tonight, chiming in, got us over 100.
We were at 108 at one point. 108 at one point.
Big time, baby. So
we're gonna go for 200 next time.
Next week, next Thursday, same place, same time. Philly Sports Unfiltered. That's Tony Cutillo. I'm Tom Arnone. Go Phils, I guess. We're out.